There were 4 entrances to the house, one towards each quarter, and I noticed that many left the companies and were hastening to get out. I followed some of them to the eastern door, and saw several sitting near it with sad countenances, and I approached and asked why they were sitting in such sadness. They answered, "The doors of this house are kept closed to those who wish to go out, and it is now the 3rd day since we entered. And we have lived the life of our desire for company and conversation, and are utterly wearied with continual talking, insomuch that we can scarcely bear to hear the murmur of their sound. From irksome, therefore, we came to this door and knocked, but are answered that the doors of this house are not opened for going out, but for coming in. Remain and delight in the joys of heaven." From which answer we infer that we must continue here to eternity. This is the cause of the sadness that has entered our minds, and now our hearts begin to be oppressed, and anxiety arises. The angel then spoke to them and said, "This state is the death of your joys, which you believed to be alone heavenly, although in truth they are but the accessories of heavenly joys." And they asked the angel, "What then is heavenly joy?" To which the angel replied in these few words, "It is the delight of doing something that is useful to ourselves and to others. And the delight of use derives its essence from love and its existence from wisdom. The delight of use springing from love by wisdom is the life and soul of all heavenly joys. There are most joyous companionships in the heavens, which gladden the minds of angels, amuse their spirits, fill their bosoms with delight, and revive their bodies. But they enjoy these delights when they have performed the uses of their employments and occupations. From these are the soul and life in all their joys and pleasures. But if you take away this soul or life, the accessory joys successively become no joys, but become at first indifferent, then as if frivolous, and finally bring sadness and anxiety." When these words had been said, the door was opened, and those sitting near sprang out and fled to their homes, everyone to his employment and to his occupation, and revived. After this, the angel addressed those who had induced upon themselves the idea that the joys of heaven and eternal happiness consisted in feastings with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and after the feasts, sports and public shows, and then feasts again, and so on to eternity. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will bring you into the felicities of your joys." And he led them through a grove to a level place covered with a floor, on which tables were placed, 15 on one side and 15 on the other. Why so many tables?